June 13th, 1988, the day I was delivered from my mother's womb. The joy that filled the room was sucked out of the air with my breathless body. Usually, a cry after birth is the sound of life, but it was my mother crying out to God to save the life of her baby boy. I don't remember the day, but I remember my mother telling me how God delivered on her request. A story of being born dead would one day help me understand the need to be born again. Fall 2006, I started my first year of college, a place that has given birth to some of our finest leaders, doctors, lawyers, CEOs, engineers, athletes. It has packaged many brilliant minds and delivered them to the world, supposedly a boarding pass to take you to a higher calling. But this is the place where I reached some of my lowest lows. Last of my mother's kids, but first to leave the nest and soar in this uncharted territory. But how do you fly high in the sky with weighted wings? The pressure of completing a task without example, be the poster child, a billboard showcasing your family name, only there because they believed you were Neo in this matrix of a world, and I struggled. I was there for them and not for me. The bar was raised high and I didn't want to let them down, but my muscles weren't developed enough to shoulder that load. That's where I first met depression. A friend, only there to help watch you struggle, identify your problems and magnify their appearance, help you see the cracks in your life, keeps your vision dim enough not to see any light. I tried to ditch him at parties, but you can't dance away depression. I tried. I failed many classes. I skipped to the tune of my own demise. My hourglass started feeling half empty, so I would fill it with cheap alcohol. Many days I spent holding an ocean in my eyes, scared to flood the world with my problems, drowning under pressure. Yet I'd still swim deeper in a pool of liquor, trying to wash away the pain, not realizing you should never put alcohol on an open wound. It prolongs the healing process, damages your tissue even more, adds more scars than before. But if I was going to live with that pain, why not numb it? Black out my thoughts like trying to edit a story, purge my insides of everything unclean while kneeling in front of a porcelain god. I worship my own destruction. I never knew days could be so dark. Where was the God that delivered me at birth to deliver me from this black hole? I knew about him, but I realized I never knew who he was. I knew his power. The same power that breathed life into my lungs brought light to that situation. He saved a young man from arm wrestling with the grip of death, showed me the cracks in my life where from faulty foundation, those magnified problems were no match for a big God. The same God that delivered Egypt from chains, led them through the sea on dry ground and washed away their stains of their oppression. The same God that sent Jesus to save those who believed and deliver death its eulogy. The same God that sits high and looks low saw a young man made in his image and delivered me from the tomb of my iniquity. He gave me life. And this goes to show there's always hope.